tune into First Round Fantasy. You're talking to some guys who make it to the championship.
Welcome on in, man. I gotta say, every time I hear the stutter, I mention it every time, but Jacob's stutter just gets me so excited for the show. It gets that nervous giggle out that I always have right before we podcast. And every time when you tune into First Round Fantasy, it gets me every single time. Jacob, you can roast me all you want. I know you're in our mock draft tonight. I appreciate you so much for coming out. Jacob, obviously a part of the show, but come on, he can't be here with us tonight. But he's with us in spirit, and he's with us on the mock draft board. Gio Ramos is here. He's ready to run it back. He's also ready to win $5. He was here last weekend. Hopefully he can figure it out today. And Snack Pack Elite, thanks a lot, man, for jumping in the mock. I got 4 straight up homies in the mock draft tonight, and I can't appreciate you more for coming out. You mean so much to me, and it just means that unless no one comments on these videos, I mean, the money's all yours if you can figure it out. You know, we go through this off season, this fantasy off season, right? Where so often we're doing mocks that are so serious, and we're trying to plan and figure out exactly what players we're going to get. So I like to do things a little different. I'm going to have some fun. We're going to mess around. Tonight's draft is a 10-team PPR, full PPR mock draft. We're only doing 10 rounds. We're not going to run it back to a whole squad here. We're just going to do just enough picks so you can figure out what my strategy is, what types of players am I drafting, and if you can, I'll Venmo you $5. I know some of you just went like, oh my gosh, I can put a tank of gas in my car. Some of you just tuned out because you don't really care about $5. But you know what? It's the thought that counts, and I appreciate you for stopping by nonetheless. Be sure to like and subscribe. We are 2 subscribers away. 2 from 300, and it means so much to us. Jacob and I, Joe and Justin, Damon even, we just appreciate everything you guys have done for us. You know, we've been a little inconsistent in the past, and you guys, the old faithful, still stick around and stay true. So I can't appreciate you guys enough. We thank you so much. I'm done talking. Let's see what Gio has to say here. My words exactly. Let's run it back. Let's get it started. Again, 10-team full PPR mock draft. Guess the draft strategy. You do it, you get it. $5 in the Venmo account. As always, if you're tuning in via Twitter if you're tuning in via Twitter or Facebook, I appreciate you so much for coming out. I don't really ever see you because I don't like to switch tabs. So please join into the YouTube and you can drop by, say hi, leave a comment here. I'll be sure to let you know what's up. As always, thank you. Let's get it started. I'm not going to waste any time. These guys have lives. Some of them have children. Some of them have dogs. So we're going to get going. Here we go. Snack Pack Elite is on the clock with the number 1 overall pick. He could be mocking serious today. I'm the one that's going a little rogue. We'll see what he does. I mean, unanimously, it's Jonathan Taylor. I want to know what people think out there. If you want to leave your thoughts down in the comments. No running back, I think, in the last 7 or 8 years has finished back-to-back number 1 overall at the running back position. So with that being said, it's like, do you really – I mean, come on. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. The stats don't lie. Jonathan Taylor is certainly a player that's capable of doing it again. But, I mean, again, what are you going to do? Take a risk? Take a shot? I've seen Cooper Kupp go at number 1 overall. That is absurd to me. But I can definitely see him going in the top 5. Injury riddled in the past. Had that breakout season. Not a breakout season. Had a great season last year. So, a lot of things to consider there. But Jonathan Taylor right now, unanimous overall, number 1 overall. Let's just say Christian McCaffrey was healthy all year last year. You know, who you vibing with now? I don't know. Let me know your comments. I'm dying. I'm dying. Swallow the water wrong. Sorry, folks. Let's see. Third time's a charm with CMC. See, man, I agree. And Gio's been trying to poach him up. So I know Gio likes him. I like him this year. I think he's perfectly fine too overall. You just can't be concerned about injury. It's just not something that makes sense to me. I don't get it. Like, it's part of the game, I understand, but I don't know. Finally, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson. Man, the auto drafters, they're just so reliable. So darn tootin' reliable. I get to pause the draft at my pick because this is where my strategy comes into play. So please, if you feel so inclined, start looking around. And I'm going through and I'm looking. And so far, I don't want any of these guys. Nope, none of them sound good to me. Not at all. Not at all. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. You can kind of catch a blurb here. Look, see what's going on. And just like that, I've made my first selection. Let's resume this draft. And at number 7 overall, I'm taking the newly acquired wide receiver from the Green Bay Packers, formerly now of the Las Vegas Raiders, Davante Adams. So again, all part of the fun. Guess my draft strategy. What am I doing? I'll Venmo you $5 down in the comments. Just let me know. Let me see. What are your thoughts? Right behind him, Jamar Chase, of course. And Papa Giorgio. Oh, takes a quick pick. Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon off the board after that. All supreme running backs. All guys that are going in the back of the first round. That's crazy. I just, in home leagues, generally, running backs go right off the board. They fly off the board. Typically, people that don't play fantasy football that much, they tend to think that the scarcity of running back scares people away. Or should I say the scarcity of the running back position means that you have to grab them. You have to grab them right away. Not necessarily. The point differential between some of the top wide receivers and then some of the lower top tier running backs is quite a difference. And you can look it up for yourself. I'm not going to spit facts here because I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know that I have looked it up before. Jacob Bartley's back on the clock here. Stephon Diggs. I like him this year, guys. Stephon Diggs, I like him, especially with the emergence of Gabriel Davis, the number 1 overall fantasy quarterback, Josh Allen. I think he can do great things this year. He's a top 5 wide receiver. Really do. Jamar Chase, I don't know. There's some room for regression there. Maybe some TDs, that department going to fall off a little bit. He was just so super efficient with those 20-plus yard bombs. Really able to get the job done. But I don't know. Cooper Kupp, he's a PPR beast, which if this is a PPR draft, that explains why he goes number 5 overall. I don't know too much about the sleeper settings, though. I wonder if you were to change it to like a standard, if the algorithm for the draft works like that and like the rankings would be different. I'm just curious. I don't know. Let me know if you know down in the comments. I see 3 people in the chat. Dalvin Cook fell to number 9. That's because Jacob took Jamar Chase in the first round. He's on the clock. It's not looking good. We'll see what he does. I like Sleeper because it gives you those comments. Like, come on, dude. It's nice. I like it. Anyways, back to me. Let's pause the clock. Let's keep looking for some players here. Let's see. Again, guess my draft. I already found it. Let's unpause the draft. Let's resume. And I'm taking the running back, DeAndre Swift, for the Detroit Lions. A lot of reports are saying that there's going to be a tandem this year with Jamal Williams back there. I don't necessarily think so. If you're watching Hard Knocks, obviously they're getting pretty good reviews. I don't know. What do you think about DeAndre Swift? We're all the way back around. Mark Andrews at the turn, Deebo Samuel, Keenan Allen, Javonte Williams, James Conner, Leonard Fournette, back to me in the 3rd round. I'm picking from the 7th spot. We're going to go ahead and pause the draft here because, again, I got to do the draft strategy. And there's only 2 people here. And, Gio, you could very much walk away with $5 in your pocket uncontested. Uncontested if you just happen to know the draft strategy. And, again, I think I know what I'm doing here. I'm going to lock in my selection. I'm going to resume the draft. Let's go with Mike Evans, wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My team looks pretty good. I'm following a goofy draft strategy if you're tuning into us. And if you can find out what it is, leave it in the comments. And $5 sent your way via Venmo. But Davante Adams, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans, I like it. That is a PPR team right there. If Devontae Adams can take the volume away from guys like Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller, I mean, people seem to think that he's going to get his, but also see regression. I don't know. DeAndre Swift, PPR monster. Mike Evans, touchdown dependent, but can put together some good seasons. Gio, I know you're still out there. That was a first-round pick? Was that like the first year of our pick 6 league or something? You took him like number 1 overall. Nonetheless, memories were made, laughs were shared, and I don't think he did well that season, but he's obviously a really good wide receiver. Kyle Pitts, Ezekiel Elliott go on the turn here. What do you think about Kyle Pitts? He's the 3rd tight end off the board in this draft. No love for Waller. No love for, what is that? No, Mark Andrews is gone. Oh, Kittle, right? No love for Kittle. Kyle Pitts, Mariota throwing on the ball, maybe Ritter later in the season. I'll be excited to see what happens there. Gio's on the clock, 50 seconds. His team looks good. Dalvin Cook, Stephon Diggs, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown. Looks really nice. Jacob Bartley's back on the clock. Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce, Justin Herbert, T. Higgins. What a great team. He doubled down. On the Bengals wide receivers. Interesting choice. A lot of people call it like the handcuff position, except for, handcuffs are usually for running backs, but it's a lot more common than you think now with the wide receiver position. I read an article earlier. If I remember the name, I'll be sure to shout it out, but it was something along the lines of, would you rather take like Juju, who's going like a couple of rounds earlier than MVS, or draft both of them knowing that one of them will essentially pop off? So it's kind of the handcuff, friendship teammate kind of thing. Let me know your thoughts on that. I recently did it last night in a draft of ours. I can't remember who I took. Oh, that's embarrassing. Shows you how confident I am in my team. Yeah, I know. Dalvin Cook. This is a kid-friendly show, man. Come on. Oh, it's my turn. I don't even know it's my turn on my own draft. I got to pause the draft. I'm over here talking to myself. And Gio, of course. Thanks for coming out, Gio. Let's see. Again, look to see what I'm doing. I might pick them quick. I might pick them slow. You're figuring out my draft strategy here. Cam Akers, comfortable player. George Kittle. I'm not feeling it. David Montgomery. Maybe. I don't really like David Montgomery this year. I don't know. I just feel like they're setting up, what's his name? Come on now. Oh, Fields, just for a lackluster season. I'm going to restart the draft, and for the purposes of this draft, I'm going David Montgomery, running back for the Chicago Bears. Cam Akers, Terry McLaurin, Patrick Mahomes, George Kittle, Michael Pittman, Breece Hall, Deontay Johnson, Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf, Josh Jacobs, DJ Moore, Darren Waller. Back to me. We were just talking about Darren Waller earlier. He's finally off the board here. In the 4th round, you feel like that's a good spot for him. I think that's actually where he's being drafted. Not a bad pick. I prefer him over Kyle Pitts this year. I don't know. It takes tight ends a little bit longer. I think he's got the better quarterback. I think he's got a lot more talent around him, which therefore creates more opportunity, or I should say more efficient opportunity. So I really like Darren Waller this year, if he can stay healthy. Let's go back over here, though. I'm on the clock. I'm paused. You're guessing my draft strategy. Gio's the only one in the chat that's really commenting right now. If you're on Facebook or you're on Twitter, please switch over to YouTube because I'm not tech savvy and I can't see you. Okay. I got to search a little bit more because I could take some guys here, but I'm looking for something else. Is it time to take a quarterback? I don't really know. No, not Mike Williams, Joe Burrow. I already know. Yeah, I figured. See, again, you're trying to draft my draft strategy here. And this one, I will say, it's a visual draft strategy. You have to be looking. You have to be watching on YouTube to figure this out. I know last week we had a few people, really good turnout. That one wasn't so much visual. It was your knowledge of the game. I left the visual there if you wanted to see it. But it was not the primary method here. And you know what? I'm going to lock in my pick. I'm tired of looking. Again, I'm still sticking to my draft strategy, though. And here it comes. Antonio Gibson, running back for the Washington Commanders. I'm not a big fan of Antonio Gibson this year. Brian Robinson Jr., the new rookie, he's had a great preseason, a great camp. They expect big things for him. And with the signing of, basically, they took Jared McKinnon back, or Jared, McKissick back. So with all of those things, the narrative for Antonio Gibson is just kind of scary to me. I don't feel very confident in his usage this year, which is a shame because coming out of college, he was that wide receiver turned running back, and I loved his tape in Memphis. I loved everything about him in fantasy. He was a third-round steal that year. I remember getting him in the rookie drafts in the third round and just falling in love with him, but it just hasn't panned out. It's unfortunate. I hate to sit here and trash players. I'm not one to do that. You'll never see me do it, but obviously we have to give bust takes. I understand that. But Antonio Gibson, definitely a player that's in line for some regression this year with the emergence of Brian Robertson Jr. It may not be early on. It may be later in the season. I just feel like he's a pick, especially where we at right now, the running back dead zone, if you'll call it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we're at the end of the 5th round. I mean, right there, the value is getting a little bit better, but I don't know. I'd rather take DJ Moore 2 picks ahead if he was there. But again, this was my draft strategy. This was the reason, right? So I have to follow my draft strategy. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Come on, dude. Travis Etienne off the block. What do you guys think about Travis Etienne? James Robinson. What's their future look like for fantasy? Obviously, Travis Etienne missed the whole last season last year due to that, I can't pronounce it, injury, foot lymphatic injury. He was obviously a highly touted fantasy running back in last year's rookie drafts, and it was unfortunate if you had him and lost him. But James Robinson also went down to an ACL tear. So now you're just left with this backfield. James Robinson seems to be making a really good recovery process, and he should be in line to start to come back in week 1. So what does that look like? How long does it take Travis Etienne to kind of break away? Does he break away? Is it a split backfield all year? These are things we just don't know, and that's kind of the exciting part of fantasy. You can sit here and listen to every analyst and say, oh, Travis Etienne is going to break out this year. He's going to be a madman. You can listen to analysts who are going to say, James Robinson, we know what to expect. He's going to get usage. In reality, we don't know. These are 2 great talents. The undrafted story of James Robinson is remarkable. Travis Etienne, the rookie who, injured himself last year. It's just like, that's a great story. It's good competition. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you who to draft. I think the value, obviously, is James Robinson, since you can get him about 5 or 6 rounds later than Travis Etienne. But PPR, you're going to want to go Travis Etienne most likely. But let me know your thoughts. Who are you going? Travis Etienne? You're going to take the value, James Robinson, hoping he can bounce back. I will say the ACL tear doesn't bode well for a guy like James Robinson. Most people who tear their ACLs in their career don't come back and do the things that they're able to do. But we have a couple of guys this year, Cam Akers, all of the Ravens running backs, James Robinson, who we just talked about. I did know that Adrian Peterson tore his ACL and came back and had a really great season. So maybe he's the outlier, but then again, he's Adrian Peterson. So there you go. I'm pausing the draft. It's my turn. Again, you're trying to guess my draft strategy. What am I doing? It's a visual guess. You have to be here to see it. You have to tune into the YouTube channel. You have to see my lineup to understand what I'm trying to do here. It's very visual. So let's see. I'm going to start looking at my players here. I'm looking at guys like Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins. I've already looked at some of these guys. I got to go farther down the list. I think I'm going to stack. How did I know? How did I know that this was going to happen? It's like I stare. There's a hint at these guys way too much. But I'm going to unpause the draft. Let's resume. And I am taking Amari Cooper, Cleveland Browns, wide receiver, Chris Godwin, Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Kyler Murray, Dalton Schultz, Marquise Brown, Mont St. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, T.J. Hawkinson, Brandon Cooks, Russell Wilson, back to me. I'm going to pause it because, oh my gosh, the auto drafters, they don't give you enough time. They're so consistent. They don't give you enough time. Let's see what Gio has to say here. Etienne over Robinson. I mean, I agree with you. I just am nervous about drafting him on the precedence of he's going to just own this backfield. If he carries, PPR value alone, then sure, like that's worth a flex spot. But I think in the running back dead zone where he's going right now, it's like, what are you really expecting? I think you'll be disappointed. There are a lot of wide receivers there. Let's just see. Let's back up a little bit. Like, you could go DJ Moore. You could go Waller. Let's see who went after him. Marquise Brown, Kyler Murray, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Godwin. I'd go Chris Godwin. I'd go Cortland Sutton, honestly, in those situations. I'd rather take, I don't know. I'd just rather take a wide receiver there than a guy who I think is going to be playing in a split backfield. And if you're in a half-point PPR league or a standard league, even more power to you. I don't know what you can do. So let's take a look here. Again, I'm at the 7-7, 7th round. We only got a few picks left here. You're trying to guess my strategy. You have to look at my team. Okay, let's see here. Feel free to drop it. Comments should start coming now. I got to stay true to the model, though. Let's look at my roster. DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Antonio Gibson, Amari Cooper. I don't have a tight end, and I don't have a QB left. Can I get a little stretchy here? Let's see. No, I can already tell. Yeah, I knew it. Again, you're not getting a visual look as much as I am with these guys, but you kind of just have to look. Oh, I already know. Oh, well, he can't work. He can't work. Okay, here. So I'm looking probably tied in. I got a few picks. I can wait, I guess, and I can fill out my bench. So I got a few more spots. Let's just go back up the draft board. Let's see. I already know. No, it doesn't pass for me. AJ Dillon didn't work. Juju, of course. Yeah, I figured. Darnell Mooney. Let's go ahead and unpause the draft because I got a pick to make. Again, this is not something that I recommend doing. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm having a good time. I want you guys to guess. I'm taking Darnell Mooney, wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. AJ Dillon goes off the board after that. But it's funny, just kind of following my strategy and seeing how my team actually turns out. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans. That's a good team. That's a good team. The wide receivers are really good. Darnell Mooney scares me a little bit with, whatchamacallit thrown to him. Trey Lance, arguably the steal of the draft at this point in time with the capabilities that he has the potential to do. It's going to be a remarkable steal if you can get him and he shows out what he can do. If he can be who he is supposed to be. Let me pause the draft here. Gabriel Davis, the hype train master of 2023. What are your thoughts on Gabriel Davis? It's back to me. Gio's got a guess, though. Players with most value based on ADP. Gio, I'm going to tell you right now, don't think anything about fantasy football because you will not figure it out. There's your hint. Like literally, Gio, it's just you and me right now, buddy. It's just you and me. I'm giving you the hints. We got about 6 people in here right now, but oh by golly, if you're visiting us on YouTube, which is right here, or Twitter or Facebook, please jump into the YouTube comments. Let me know here what your thoughts are. It's my turn. Look at my team. Can you zoom in on your screen? Can you see what's going on? It's very visual. Okay. Let's take a look. I can already tell you Adam Thielen. Yeah, no, not going to happen. It's just weird that I have a hunch about the guys that are doing what I don't want them to do. It's so weird. I already looked at Dallas Goedert. I don't really want to take you out of your. Oh, well, there you go. I had a hunch and it didn't turn out well. Let's see. He's not even there yet, so he doesn't qualify. Can my tight end do it? No, doesn't work. Let's see. How many rounds are I left? 1, 2. I have 3 picks left. I'm going to wait because I already know. Yeah, figured. Okay. Let's just look. Let's go down the list. Nope, not going to work. Not going to work. Who? Come on. Give me someone. No, not Kirk Cousins. Not going to work. Maybe Tua. Not going to work. I'll tell you what's going to be an easier one next time. The method that I'm doing the opposite of this time. Because these guys, Oh my gosh. Every quarterback, I may not be able to take a quarterback. I may have to punt the quarterback position here because I cannot. And if I do, look, I've already made it so far. Oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And again, I would never do this in an actual mock or an actual league, but I'm doing it here. I am doing it here. I am unpausing the draft. I am making my selection. Let's resume. And let's take QB Baker Mayfield, quarterback, soon to be first string quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Damian Harris, Sanders, Thielen, London, Burks. Oh, did Snack Pack Elite join back in the draft? That's what I'm talking about, my man. You were auto picking for a while. Appreciate you coming back, stopping by. Great guy, dog lover. I just love dog lovers, man. They're just good people. But let's topic on that. Let's talk a little bit. Baker Mayfield, thoughts? What do you think? Can he sustain, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrence Marshall, CMC stay healthy, that team in general? What is it? They're going to be drafting a quarterback next year? Most likely, right? I don't know. I do like that the narrative is there for the first game of the year. What is it? Browns, Panthers. It's just like, come on. You just can't ask for anything better than that. It's just nice, man. It's just nice. But anyways, I don't know what else to say. I don't know about the situation. I thought Baker Mayfield handled himself like a gentleman. I will say that. Yeah, that's right. I'll come out and say it. A couple of rookies off the board. Treylon Burks, Drake London. Who's going to have the better season? Drake London clearly going way ahead of Treylon Burks. But, you never know. You never know. Kyle Pitts. Let's see. London. Who else they got there? Oh, my guy, Brian Edwards. Cordell Patterson. Tyler Algier. He came back to auto draft and then just sit the timer out. But, I mean, I guess you gave me some talking time, man. I appreciate it. DeAndre Hopkins, 6-game suspension. This was good news, or it's news nonetheless. If you want to make it news, they say that Tom Brady's going to return to camp next week. I just figured he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Why not just? I don't know. Does he have to show up in the offseason? I have no idea. He's a top. What is it? I know he's a top 5 quarterback for me. I don't know what he ended up being on our consensus rankings. I'll have to look. Now I'm just curious. Let's see here. I'm looking. I just got a new phone. Pixel 6. That's right. I rock Pixels. I don't spend thousands of dollars on a phone. I'm sorry. I'm not that rich. But a Pixel gets the job done. Cordell Patterson, Kareem Hunt, Bateman Smith, Goddard, Walker. Back to me. Let's pause it. Look at my beautiful team so far. Do you notice anything about them? Do you notice anything about these players? Again, it's the draft strategy that's on the line. What can you see? If no one guesses it today, I'm going to use it again. So don't expect me to just tell you what the draft strategy is. I'm lost with your strategy after Baker Mayfield. You have to look, Gio. Look at the players. Look at the players themselves. I don't know how necessarily big the screen is for you guys, so this might be a really big hindrance. Luckily, there's only like 5 of you that have tuned in, and a couple of more people have came in and said hi and everything. So it's a learning curve for me. But from my end, I can see things clear. I can see things clearly. I'm looking at. There's your hint, Gio, if you're watching. But I'm gonna go. It's time for me to pick a tight end. I got to get this over with at this point. Let's look at the available tight ends. And I have one more bench pick after that. Dawson Knox, I can already tell. No. Maybe this guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But he played yesterday in the preseason. That was a pretty big shocker to some people. They thought he was going to sit out with the rest of the starters. Hunter Henry, maybe? No, not going to work. Oh, my God. Ira Smith. Oh, no. Okay. Gio, if you're watching, look here. Look at the players themselves. Look at the players themselves. That's all I can give to you. David Njoku. Oh, it's not gonna. I am stretched. No, I don't know. I wouldn't count that. Oh my goodness. Oh, he looks. Yeah. Let's unpause the draft. I've made my pick. Let's see it here. We're going Evan Ingram, tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You didn't know we were going to get this crazy with it. Again, guess the draft strategy. What am I doing? I got one more pick to make. Look, can I zoom in? I wish I was tech savvy enough. I would zoom in. Just let's look at some of the guys I've picked so far. Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Look at that. Look at that. DeAndre Swift. Look at it. Get a good hard look at it. David Montgomery. Devontae Adams. Look at these. Look at these guys. What are your thoughts? And I'll tell you what, every other one is the same. I can go all the way to Darnell Mooney. What's going on here? What is going on here? What do you think? Jacob Bartley's on the clock. Again, thank you so much for coming by, hanging out. I know I've had a consistent 2 or 3 people. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. For those of you who stopped by just to spare a minute, I appreciate you even more. That's not true. The people who stayed here the longest, I appreciate you guys. But people who have stopped in, I do appreciate you. I really do. Please come back again. Jacob's about to run off. He's on the podcast, and he's auto-drafting at this point. Like, I just can't trust him anymore. I know what he did. He queued it up because Hunter Renfrow is a great pick. I like it. Team 10. Gio's back on the clock. Rashad Penny. Pollard. Now back to Gio. I like Chris Edmonds this year. I really do. I like Mostert this year. I really do. Based off the values where you can get them, I like them. I don't know. I just like them. I think that team's going to be real sneaky with it. I like their new play caller. I like their new head coach. I see good things. This is Tua's year to shine. They've definitely put the weapons around him. So we'll have to see. Gio's really thinking about this last pick. I want to look at Gio's team. Gio, I owe the credit to you to just display your team. Running backs, Dalvin Cook, Barkley, Mitchell, Edmund. That is a solid running back crew. If you were going in with that team to start the year, by golly, Diggs, Brown, and Williams, and Robinson. Robinson, let me just tell you, he's due for a year. He's been playing with lackluster quarterbacks his entire career. It's time for the man to shine. So, and especially where are we at right now? The 10th round. Oh my gosh, just a tremendous value. Absolutely tremendous value. Back to me. It's my last pick of the draft. I've picked everybody. So we're looking at all the players now. Nah, I can't do it. Elijah Moore, not going to count. What about Devin Singletary? Nope, not going to work. I'm being real quick with some of these guys. Real quick. Let's see here. Brandon Ayuk, maybe? It's never not a draft when you're in the first round fantasy team where you don't talk about a Niner, because we just have too many loyal Niner fans. Not enough Raider fans, if you ask me. Gio, that's about as close as you'll get, man. You're getting you are hot. You are very hot. And my last pick is just that. Super hot and spicy. I can't wait for our bold takes episode, because you are going to get a bold take from me regarding the 49ers receiving corps. That's for sure. But that's why they're also bold takes. Let's resume this draft, and let's take the last player on my team, and that is Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. This draft is just about over, folks. Snack Pack Elite is going to give us some time to close it out. But Gio, you were so close, man. So close. Players with facial hair. Let's take a minute before I end the podcast. Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. All right. Gio was a good guess. Players with facial hair. I don't know. Do they all have facial hair? Let's find out. No, David Oh, he's got a little stubble. He's got a little stubble there. Devontae Adams, he have facial hair? No, dude, Devontae Adams is a clean shaven dude, my man. That doesn't work. Players with a stash? Devontae, he does have a stash, but it's not. It's not. No, not the strategy. Now he's just firing off fireworks. You'll get the money. You'll get it, dude. Mike Evans, he had facial hair. So you were really on point with some of these guys. But really look at him, man. Look at him. Look at him. What are they doing? What are they doing? He had facial hair. Gio, that was a good guess, man. Players with facial hair. I like it. But nonetheless, I mean, let's just look at how my team turned out. My obvious concern is quarterback. I could not find a player, at least from the time I went to go pick quarterback, that was suitable for my draft strategy tonight. Players with brown eyes. I love it, dude. Players with brown eyes. I just want to let's see. Baker Mayfield had brown eyes. DeAndre Swift had brown eyes. Who knows? They might have different colors. David Montgomery. Oh. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell that. I can't look that closely at these guys, but it looks like they do, Gio. You're onto something. Let's look at Brandon Ayuk. Dude, I would say that they all do have brown eyes. That's a really good guess. It wasn't it. But you know what? You don't end the show without finding a winner. And Gio, players that were not smiling. Look at this mean squad. Just ready to beat you up, man. Ready to put a pounding on you. That is exactly what the draft strategy was tonight. It was to draft players who were not smiling in their profile pictures. Baker Mayfield, he's a guy that's going to take you to town. DeAndre Swift, he's going to steal your lunch money. David Montgomery, he doesn't like school. Devontae Adams, he's Devontae Adams. Mike Evans, he's going to date your mom. Evan Ingram, he's going to sit on the bench and be very mad about it. Let's see. Antonio Gibson, he's just very confused because he's losing his job. It just is what it is. Amari Cooper, man, I am not gonna have Deshaun Watson throwing me the ball this year. Dude, this sucks, man. And then last but not least, we had Darnell Mooney. Let's see. Yeah, Darnell Mooney. Oh, yeah. He's going to join DeAndre Swift and take your lunch money. They're like a package deal. You need the tall guy and the short guy. And then Brandon Ayuk. He's the one that eats the food when you steal the lunch money. But Gio. All I ask that you do, man, give me a shout out on Twitter. Let the people know you got your $5. I'll be sending it your way soon. Luckily, it wasn't a random stranger, or I would have had you put it in the chat. But Gio, thank you so much for coming out, man. I appreciate you. Good to have a conversation. It's glad that you came, and didn't leave like Jacob, my own co-host. But nonetheless, man, I appreciate you so much. Congratulations, Gio. I still think, other than Baker Mayfield, that is an awesome team. I love that team. Never mind, I don't. I can't stand looking at Evan Ingram and Antonio Gibson in my flexes in my tight end spot. But obviously, you can get Antonio Gibson out of the flex. You put Brandon Ayuk in there or something. I probably like him. All the three, Darnell Mooney and Amari Cooper. I like Brandon Ayuk the best. But there you have it, folks. It's another Sunday in the books. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for participating. If you dropped a comment, which, Gio, you dropped about all 30 of them, I appreciate you so much. Please feel free to drop a comment. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It does so much for us, and hopefully we can do something for you. If it's not fantasy content, maybe it's a laugh, it's a giggle. Maybe you get angry. Critique us. Give us some hot takes yourself. We want to start a conversation. We want to start a positive culture around fantasy football, man, and it's always a good time having you guys here. I'm done talking. I'm buying time because Jacob's not here, so I got to find the outro myself. And with that being said, folks, have a good Sunday night. Have a good rest of your week. start to your week. And we will see you next Sunday night for another Guess My Strategy mock draft. Gee, I'm taking your comment off. Get out of here. I can't take it off. We're just going to end the show with you on. But we're also going to be out tomorrow, too. Tomorrow, we're talking sleepers for the 2022-2023 season. So please join us for that. We're going to be live sometime in the evening. No definite time yet. But again, join us. We always appreciate it. We always love the conversation. And I can't say it enough because I've literally said it 9 times. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night. I'm out of here. Peace.